Okay, the synchronicity on this one feels pretty amazing. I read Wildwood by Colin Meloy at the beginning of 2015. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, and I wrote this about it shortly after reading. A Narnian Portland labyrinth. I liked it, but it is super long, and you wouldn't guess that from a young adult book like this. Usually, if I am to make the comment that a book feels long, whether it truly is or not, I try to make a constructive suggestion to shorten something. However, I can't make a recommendation for that here. I think that it's all necessary. It just didn't push me through the pages. I don't discredit the book for that. I love the Portland references and really like the idea of projecting a mystical animism into a true geographic location that is somewhat mystifying on its own. I think if you tend to skew towards this type of fantasy genre, you will really like this book. If you have other motivations for reading it, it may feel like work. So that was kind of what happened to me with this one, is that it ended up feeling like work. But the reason why there's so much synchronicity for it right now is because Wildwood is going to be the next Leica movie that's coming out in theaters, and literally just this week they put out the teaser trailer. There's not a lot to it. It just shows some of the stuff in the forest, and then it references a bunch of old Leica movies, but I will link it here at the bottom so that you can go and check out the teaser trailer if you like. For the 4th of July, the boys and I went to Seattle, and we did a bunch of Seattle things, but we went to the Museum of Pop Culture, and they had a Leica exhibit there. And at the Leica exhibit there, they did a bunch of stuff to promote Wildwood. And it looks like there's a bunch more Portland stuff that is going to be in the movie that you didn't really get a whole lot of in the book, or at least that I remember, because the book itself is really bulky when it comes to that Narnian fantasy story that's in there. When I say bulky, it's just that there's a lot of stuff there. Again, if you like that kind of stuff, I think you're gonna like this book because it has all of the lore and the legends and the talking animals. And the thing that I thought was the coolest is that they took that story and they put it into a real life location. And the fact that it happens to be the city that I live in made it all the more special for me. I'm not going to read any more of these books just because it ended up being so much work for me, but I slowed down and stopped reading the Narnia books too. So I think there are a lot of crossovers between that type of fiction and this book. So if you like Narnia, if you love the Chronicles of Narnia, Wildwood is going to be something for you. It's going to be a modern telling of that sort of thing. And of course, it's set in Portland, and I'm definitely going to see the movie because I want to see all the connections to Portland, and I think the stuff that felt like work when it was reading is going to make for an awesome movie, especially because it's Leica. I love Leica movies. Paranorman is probably one of my favorite top 10 movies of all time, not just because of the animation, but because of the story and the music and the message and all that stuff. So in general, I don't super recommend this book, but there is a huge slice of people that love this type of story and will love Wildwood for that reason too. I see there is a lot of comments online that are similar to mine and actually take up some complaints with the content as well. You can read that stuff if you go to Goodreads. Be on the lookout for the Wildwood movie, and if you are interested in getting a head start on it, then I would say pick up the book, and it is young adult reading. There's lots of fun stuff there. There's illustrations and fun illustrations there too that probably informed some of the Leica movie as well. So it would be something to check out. But for me, it ended up being more of a slog than it was worth. I just loved all the Portland stuff. And for all the folks outside of Portland, you might not find the same joy of that unless after you see the movie, you're going to see stuff that you want to see and that you want to explore. Maybe it's going to make a whole new tourist boom to Portland. When they shoot stuff here, that happens pretty regularly. So Wildwood is going to be a whole new kind of tourism for everyone to come see Forest Park, the mystical forest that is just west of the city here in Portland. Wildwood by Colin Meloy, lead singer of the Decemberists. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Till next.